Right then, this is the back plate for the table. You know, it's gonna this is gonna fit on the wall, and then obviously the hinges are gonna fit either side of here, so it's got a little bit more support because the actual wall is only, I think it's about 6 mil thick. Yeah, where this is like 9 mil. So it's a bit stronger to screw to. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I've just cut it down to size, so I've marked these out on 4 corners. I'm gonna cut them out, so just round the edges off, and then I'm gonna paint it grey, same as the other panels. Because the underneath of the table is grey, but I'm still waiting on the vinyl, the marble effect vinyl. It's been about 2 weeks, that's why I haven't posted this video just yet. So as soon as I get the marble, the vinyl, I'll get that on the table and I'll get it all fitted, and then I'll show you a video of all that. Right, there's the edges cut off, both sides. Just need to sand it all down now and give it a lick of paint. There we go. Lick of paint, graphite grey. You're not actually going to see this. That's the paint I'm using. You're not actually going to see it. It's going to be underneath the table. It's just for the hinges to go on, so it's got a little bit more support. That's it. I'll show you when it's on. And I'd just like to add, what an amazing day. The sky. Very nice. Right then, the vinyl has finally come. So we're in the van, and there's the table and the back plate that I was on about, this one. There's the hinges. I need to just go get the rubber trim that goes around here once I've put the vinyl on it. Right, let's get fitting this table, eh? So that's what I mean by a back plate. These hinges are going to fit on there, and there's more support on there. Right, a little bit more. Right, there's the hinges on. Press this lever under here, and they go down. Click into place. There's the vinyl. There's the side it's going on. Let's go fit this vinyl and put the rubber trim on it. Right, I've just given it a sand down with some 320 grit. That's nice and smooth now. You want it as smooth as you possibly can get. Right then, so I've brought the proper tools. So there's like a spreader. Where did I get it from? I got it from B&Q. So there's the spreader, and you want a brand new blade, and that comes with it, right? So I've fitted it, and I've heated it up with a heat gun slightly. Obviously I've sanded it all down, got it smooth as I possibly can, and I've put the vinyl on, and trust me, it's not for the faint hearted putting this stuff on, because it sticks, right? So don't heat it up first, put it on, and then heat it up afterwards. So if there's any little bubbles in it, which there won't, but if you do, that'll get it out. You get a little pin prick it and get your air bubbles out. So if you have any, that's how to do it, because they sell this stuff at B&Q, but I got it from Temu. Let me show you this. That's the finished product. So you need the Stanley knife to cut all the edges, you know, to go around it all. Absolutely perfect. So that's the marble finished effect. So let's get this in the van and see the finished product. And just before we get in the van, get the trim on. Right, let me show you with the trim on. Right, there's the rubber trim on, look. This is this stuff. So it's 12mm ply, and the gap between there is 12mm, so that fits on perfect. So that's on. Let's zoom out. That's it. There you go. Obviously I've joined it here. So there you go. Now let's get in the van. Right, table's finally finished. Have a look at this. Right, that's the table down. Obviously it's on foldable hinges. So we just lift it up. You had it click into place. There it is. There's the back plate that was on about before. There's the rubber trim that was on about. That just finishes it off. Marbled effect. Same as the wake tops. Brilliant. What a good job. As always, I impressed myself. See you in a bit on the next adventure. Right then, a little bit more in the van. So, I've got all my cupboard doors, drawers, everything's painted apart from the toilet door, because on the inside I'm going to put the vinyl, the black marble, because obviously it's a shower and it's got all plastic walls in and what have you, so I want to try and make it as watertight as possible. I know that the door's painted, but it's got vinyl on it, so it's 100%. It's not good. It's not porous, as it's plastic, right? So then obviously once I put all the trim on the door, there's going to be some like sealant, like a foam seal that goes round, so when it closes to it's sealed, sort of thing. So what I've been doing is I've been putting a little bit of trim round the edges. I'll show you. So that's what I've done. You see all this trim here, right? So done all that around there. So obviously that's what it was like that sort of thing. But you know, it just makes it look a bit neater. So basically all it is just thin bits of wood, painted, tacked on. And that's going to go down the bottom of here, top of here, and down the sides. So, and then obviously there's going to be a trim on the inside. So basically, so the door doesn't wear away the carpet, and because obviously it's a shower, I don't want to get it damp or anything like that. So yeah, so I put the trim on, put that trim on there. That's all going to be sealed, mastic, silicone, whatever. And then the door's going to obviously go to the trim up here, and that's going to be sealed there as well. So let's crack on and put that on. Right then, there's the trim all on. Hold on. Another little job done there. The only thing is, I've cut the door to the size, obviously, before putting the trim in. So now I have to just trim the top off and trim the side. So let's crack on with doing that, eh?